Denmark. Denmark has finalized a 10-year defense agreement with the United States, allowing the presence of U.S. soldiers and military equipment on Danish territory. Following similar agreements with Finland and Sweden, this deal, initiated in February last year, is set to be signed later this week and will come into effect once requisite legislation is adopted, approximately a year from now. Romania. In central Romania, a boarding school building partially collapsed on Monday, resulting in 1 fatality and 3 injuries. Emergency crews worked swiftly to rescue the 4 individuals trapped under the rubble, successfully retrieving 3, though regrettably, 1 person did not survive. The cause of the collapse remains unknown. Boston. In connection with a quadruple stabbing at a Massachusetts Hilton hotel on Sunday, a Boston woman, Courtney Godfrey, 37, has been charged. Responding to a report around 4:25 p.m., police discovered 4 victims with non-life-threatening stab wounds, all of whom were transported to local hospitals. Godfrey was detained by security before the police arrived and subsequently arrested, facing charges of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, a knife. Michigan. A 22-year-old Michigan man, Todd Edward Bolden, Jr., has been charged with 2 counts of murder for allegedly shooting and killing the mother and grandfather of his children during a Saturday night break-in. After responding to reports of gunshots in Battle Creek, police found Veronica Cisa dead and her father, Stephen Cisa, wounded. Stephen Cisa later succumbed to his injuries, and Bolden turned himself in voluntarily. He is currently held at the Calhoun County Jail without bond, and the motive remains undisclosed. Bolden is the father of the victim's 2 young children, according to Veronica's brother, Austin Cisa. Guatemala. Solway Investment Group, a Swiss mining company with interests in Guatemala, announced on Monday that it supports a regional court's decision compelling the Guatemalan government to acknowledge the property rights of an indigenous community. The Inter-American Court of Human Rights issued the decision on Friday, emphasizing that it doesn't cover the company's right to conduct mining operations outside the Agua Caliente community lands. The delineation of these lands will be part of the process for the Guatemalan government to comply with the court's ruling, according to Carlos Pop, one of the lawyers representing the community. The court found that Guatemala violated the rights of the indigenous Kikshi people to property and consultation by allowing mining on land inhabited by the community since at least the 1800s. Rwanda. A French court is set to deliver a verdict on Tuesday regarding charges against Rwandan doctor Sosthene Munyimana, accused of playing a role in the 1994 genocide. Prosecutors are seeking a 30-year prison sentence for the 68-year-old, who faces charges of genocide, crimes against humanity, and complicity in such crimes. Munyimana, who moved to France shortly after the genocide, has denied any wrongdoing. The 1994 genocide claimed the lives of over 800,000 minority Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Prosecutor Sophie Havard urged the court to find Munyimana guilty to ensure accountability for crimes against humanity and genocide. A French court is set to deliver a verdict on Tuesday regarding charges against Rwandan doctor Sosthene Munyimana, accused of playing a role in the 1994 genocide. Prosecutors are seeking a 30-year prison sentence for the 68-year-old, who faces charges of genocide, crimes against humanity, and complicity in such crimes. Munyimana, who moved to France shortly after the genocide, has denied any wrongdoing. The 1994 genocide claimed the lives of over 800,000 minority Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Prosecutor Sophie Havard urged the court to find Munyimana guilty to ensure accountability for crimes against humanity and genocide. China. In the frigid conditions of northwest China, rescuers sifted through the debris of collapsed homes on Tuesday following the country's deadliest earthquake in years, which claimed the lives of at least 127 people. The shallow tremor, occurring just before midnight, caused fatalities of at least 113 and left over 530 injured in the impoverished Gansu province. Additionally, 14 more individuals lost their lives, and 198 were injured in Haidong in the neighboring Qinghai province. The quake wreaked havoc on more than 155,000 buildings, prompting residents to flee into the freezing streets for safety. Bangladesh. During a countrywide strike initiated by the opposition demanding the government's resignation ahead of an upcoming election, protesters in Bangladesh set a train ablaze on Tuesday, resulting in the deaths of at least 4 people. This incident is the latest in a series of disturbances arising from anti-government protests that have seen numerous buses and vehicles set on fire, leading to at least 6 fatalities since October 28 when an opposition rally turned violent. The exact number of passengers on the train heading for Dhaka is yet to be determined, as the flames were noticed by passengers shortly before reaching its destination, according to police reports. Australia. On Tuesday, Abdul Benbrika, an Algeria-born Muslim cleric convicted on terrorism charges, was released into the community under strict conditions after Australia sought to strip him of citizenship and deport him. The release comes with a 12-month supervision order, as ruled by Victoria State Supreme Court Justice Elizabeth Hollingworth, with police advocating for a 3-year duration. Benbrika, 63, convicted in 2008 for terrorism charges related to a plot to cause mass casualties in Melbourne, must adhere to strict conditions including wearing an electronic ankle bracelet to monitor his movements and observing a nightly curfew. A thwarted kidnapping attempt in Australia inadvertently led police to the accidental discovery of $1 billion worth of cocaine. NSW police responded to a breaking and entering call at a Sydney apartment, where they found 4 masked men in a Toyota Yaris. Subsequent searches of the vehicle uncovered weapons and tools, leading to the arrest of Mumin Hamoda, Bilal Ghanem, Liam Goodhue, and Eldon Hurrick. Detectives identified Hussein Hamd Habib as the kidnapping target, leading to a search of his home, where 722 kilograms of cocaine were found, estimated at $1 billion. Habib faces charges related to drug trafficking and handling proceeds of crime.